everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. The topic which we are going to discuss is to find the relation between real depth and apparent depth when object and observer are in two different media from Unit 6 Optics for class 12, and the chapter is Ray Optics and Optical Instruments. If you want to know the basics of reflection and refraction, then here is the link above. But as far as this topic is concerned, so let us consider a transparent vessel, let us say made of glass, which is filled with a transparent liquid, say water, up to XY surface, such that XY is separating the two media, such that water is optically denser medium of a refractive index mu. As the object and observer are in two different media, so we will consider the object to be at point O, placed inside the water. Now all the light rays which are falling on this object are transmitted equally in every direction, but we will consider only two light rays because we always need only two light rays for the image formation. We also know that a light ray which is perpendicular to the surface gets refracted, but it keeps on moving along the same path without any change in its path. Therefore, this light ray which is coming perpendicular to XY surface gets refracted and is not changing its path. We also need to consider one more light ray. Let's say the another light ray is hitting the XY surface at point B at certain angle, and we will mark a normal at point B. So this is the normal at point B, and this is the incident ray. Now the light is traveling from denser to rarer medium, therefore it will bend away from the normal like this, and let us form the refracted ray bending away from the normal. Therefore refracted ray is making angle of refraction in the optically rarer medium R, and here is angle of incidence in optically denser medium. Now these two refracted light rays, the light ray from A and light ray from B, these two refracted light rays are moving away from each other in the air. That means these two light rays will never meet each other in the air. Therefore, when we will be observing it from the rarer medium, we will find as if the light is coming from the same point. That means when we will extend this refracted ray in the backward direction, it will appear as if two refracted rays are coming from the same point, and the point from where the light is coming, from where the light appears to be coming, the image will be formed. So this is the position of the image of the object. So from this diagram, it is very much clear to us that when we are observing the object from the air or the rarer medium, and the object is placed in the denser medium, say water, then its image is formed far above from the real position of the object. Now let us say that the real depth of this liquid is marked as T. Now as if we have marked the real depth as T, that is AI is the position of the image. So as the object is appearing to be at point I, therefore AI is the apparent depth, or it is the appearing depth, which is not an actual depth, but AO is the real depth, that is an actual depth, which is marked as T. Now the ray diagram is already formed, but we need to give it a mathematical treatment. Therefore we will apply Snell's law. And according to Snell's law, mu, where mu is the refractive index and light is traveling from water to air, WA is equal to sine I upon sine R. So mu water to air is equal to sine I upon sine R. So we need to calculate sine I and sine R. So consider these two parallel lines, and this is a transversal. If this is angle I, then this is also an angle I. So let us mark it as I. Similarly, in order to find angle R, once again we will consider these two parallel lines and this as a transversal. If this is angle R, then again as per mathematical rules, this is angle R. Therefore let us mark it as angle R. Now we will be determining the values of sine I and sine R, but before doing that, let us say mu water to air to be written as mu A upon mu W is equal to sine I upon sine R. Sine I upon sine R. Now to find the value of sine I and sine R, we need to consider the triangles, and in triangle OBA we have sine I is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Here we are having the angle I which is formed at point O, and in front of angle we have perpendicular, therefore we have AB as perpendicular and OB as hypotenuse. So sine I is equal to AB upon OB. Similarly in triangle IBA we have sine R is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and again considering the triangle IBA such that angle R is at point I, in front of angle R we have perpendicular, therefore AB upon IB. Now we will substitute these two values in this equation, therefore we can say mu water to air is equal to mu A upon mu W is equal to AB upon OB divided by AB upon IB. So it could be rewritten as AB upon OB multiplied by IB upon AB, and we can cancel out AB over here, so we are left with mu water to air is equal to mu A upon mu W is equal to IB upon OB. IB upon OB. So this is the relation we have determined, but this relation is not relating the real depth to the apparent depth. Now if we consider that point B is lying very close to point A, it will make some difference. So if point B lies very close to point A, then let us consider the diagram and let us say the point B is not lying here, but it is lying very close to point A at this position. So OA and OB are nearly equal. That means OA is nearly equal to OB. That means what we have determined, if point B lies very close to point A, then OB is nearly equal to OA. And once again let's go back to the diagram and once again consider the point B lying very close to point A, and here IA and IB are of nearly same lengths. They are not exactly equal, but they are nearly equal, comparable. Therefore we can say that IB is nearly equal to IA. So above equation could be changed and we can write mu water to air is equal to mu A upon mu W is equal to IA upon OA. And we can rewrite it as AI upon AO, as we already have determined that AI is the apparent depth and AO is the real depth. Therefore, instead of writing AI and AO, I will write it as apparent depth upon real depth. Now we will cross multiply this, that is mu WA will be cross multiplied and we will get mu WA into real depth is equal to apparent depth. That is mu WA into real depth is equal to apparent depth, or we can say apparent depth is equal to mu WA into T, where T is the real depth. Apparent depth is equal to mu WA is into T. So this is the final expression which is relating real depth and apparent depth. Now we know that the light is traveling from the denser medium to the rarer medium. I is the formation of image which is far above the object. So it is lifted, that is it appears to be lifted when we are observing it from the rarer medium and the object is placed in the denser medium. That means apparent depth is less than real depth when object is placed in the optically denser medium and is observed from the optically rarer medium. Now we need to find the value of the apparent shift. So OI is the apparent shift, that is AO minus AI is the shift which is represented by small d. So real depth minus apparent depth gives us the shift in the position of the object. it is equal to d is equal to t minus, and substituting the value of apparent depth, that is t into mu WA. Light is traveling from water to air, therefore d is equal to t 1 minus mu water to air. So this is the final expression, or we can say d is equal to t into 1 minus mu a upon mu w, which is the final expression for the shift in the position of the object when is observed from the rarer medium and when the object is placed inside the denser medium. Therefore d is equal to 1 minus mu, and if we are having different media, if we want to write it in a general form, so we can say mu 2 to 1. So this is the general expression for the apparent depth, or this is general expression for the shift in the position of the object. Now if the object is placed in a rarer medium and we are observing it from the denser medium, so observer is inside the water but object is in the rarer medium, in that case the things will become opposite, that is apparent depth will be greater than the real depth. So real depth is greater than apparent depth when object is in denser medium and observer is in rarer medium, and apparent depth is greater than the real depth when the object is in rarer medium but the observer is in denser medium. So I hope you have understood it.